Matt Hall and Grant Flanders from inside Bramlage Coliseum after K-State beats Denver 64-56. Another tough shooting night, Matt, but still good on the defensive side of the ball.
Well said. K-State really struggled to shoot the ball tonight from anywhere. 2-point range, 3-point range, the free throw line. I think they were 44% from the free throw line, 22 from three. So you're right. 2 straight games, but that's been a big issue, and that is a concern for K-State right now. On the flip side, like you said so wisely, they were very good defensively. Again, another night holding the team under 60 points. Forced 17 turnovers when K-State only turns it over 9 times themselves. So outside of shooting the basketball, which is a pretty big part of the game, K-State's played pretty well the first 2 games. But the shooting has to come around.
That's right. Let's get some individual guys. Talk about Barry Brown, probably the best guy on the floor tonight, 25 points. Talk about his game on both ends.
Yeah, absolutely. He talked in postgame about not having a lot of energy, meaning the team, and I agree with that. I thought that was a good observation from Barry Brown. And without him tonight, K-State probably drops this game to Denver. He was the only person, Dean Wade here and there, but the only person that was really consistent offensively, shot 9 of 17. I think 4 of 8 from 3. So you take him out, those numbers get a lot worse. But Barry Brown has been K-State's best player through 2 games and was really good again tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Dean Wade was pretty efficient from the floor, struggled from the free throw line, but really good on the boards. What do you think of his performance?
Exactly. 16 boards for Dean Wade. Tom Gilbert let us know that's the most since Jordan Henriquez-Roberts had 17 against Syracuse in the NCAA tournament a few years ago. So a great night on the boards. And, he was fine, 5 of 10. Could be a little more aggressive probably, especially around the basket. I think that's what Bruce Weber wants to see. But, you get a guy who gives you, I think 12 points, 16 boards, 4 assists, only 1 turnover. Still a pretty good night from the Big 12 preseason player of the year, but not the offensive performance that K-State's really looking for.
The one other guy I want to touch on is Xavier Sneed. His first showing of the night. What did you think of his game today?
I think for what it was, pretty good, right? I think he was just 1 of 7 from 3, but he hit a shot early. Was one of the few Wildcats making shots early. He gives you 12 points, played I think just over 31 minutes, so conditioning probably not a big factor. Not a great night for him, just like it really wasn't for anybody outside of Brown and to Wade for an extent, but there were good things that he showed, particularly on the defensive end as well, and did enough to help K-State get this win tonight.
Now those are the only 3 in double figures for K-State. What did you see from other guys on this K-State team, and what do you need to see more of?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, they certainly struggled. You look at the lines for guys like Cam Stokes, Cartier Jada, etc. They weren't particularly impressive. McCall Maween didn't make a huge impact and battled foul trouble. Nothing to overreact to. I mean, we've all seen this. We've seen good basketball teams lose games early in the season, K-State included. As Bruce Weber said over and over again, they are 2-0, and that does count for something. I would not say it's time to panic or even close or overreact, but those guys do have to play better because if K-State's going to be a team that wants to compete for a conference championship or be a legitimate top 10, top 15 team, they need more than just Barry Brown and Dean Wade.
So now K-State moves to the Paradise Jam. Ooh, that'd be fun to go to, wouldn't it?
We could. No.
Friday, Eastern Kentucky is their first matchup. We're definitely going to be covering the heck out of that from Manhattan here, of course. But for Matt Hall, I'm Grant Flanders. Stick here, watch. We'll start with players and then Coach Weber. Don't forget to.
They would tell you to tell your friends.
That's right.
Barry, 25 tonight. What got you going offensively tonight?
Just wanted to help my teammates out. We kind of in a little slump. Kind of wasn't feeling the energy. I just wanted to just bring it so that we could get a spark, play more defense, get rebounds, and keep it going.
In the slump, how much of that was because of their zone and how difficult it looked for you guys to score against their zone?
I mean, I feel like we kind of moved the ball well. I feel like we got some open shots. I feel like we just didn't execute by making them. I feel like we passed the ball around, got in the zone a little bit, hit the middle guy. He missed a couple shots. The guards missed some shots. I mean, it's just I don't think the slump came from the zone. I think we were a little stagnant in the first half against the zone, but in the second half, I feel like we moved it and just missed some shots.
See, when you're kind of struggling offensively like that, even if it's just missing shots, does that put any defense on, or any pressure on your defense to kind of get stops and get run out so that you're not kind of slowing down in the half court when you're not as effective, at least tonight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like we were kind of struggling against the zone just a little bit. And we noticed that they were going zone on makes, man on misses. And so, I told our guys, we get some stops. We don't have to worry about the zone because, they're going to go man. So I think that kind of helped us out. We got a couple stops and we were able to capitalize.
Barry, as you went off in the second half, was there a certain shot that got you going, or what exactly do you think got you going?
Like I said, man, I just wanted to help my teammates out. We were in a slump. And I don't know. We didn't have the energy. I felt like the crowd was really into it, but I didn't feel the energy from my guys, and so I just wanted to bring some energy with some scoring, I guess.
You had 25 points tonight. do you feel like you were a big part and really carried your team to your second win tonight?
I feel like we all played a big part, man. I mean, like you said, Dean had 16 rebounds, 4 assists. Cam had 3 assists, 3 steals. X hit some big shots. Got that dunk at the end. So, I mean, we all played a key role.
Early on, it looked like you guys were making a concentrated effort to push the basketball, had a lot of early shot clock shots that weren't falling. When that's the case, do you just continue to push and take those shots, or is it a case where you need to be more patient and get a better look? What are your thoughts on that, any of you?
Yeah, when y'all get that jump. Go ahead, bro. Bro, I'm hot, I swear. Still on fire.
I mean, I think that we're best in transition. I mean, we got a lot of great athletes on the team. A lot of people that can bring it up, and so it puts the defense in a bind when we can get out in transition, really push the ball. Even when they're in zone, if you push it fast enough, they can't set up and it gets them off balance. So I think, pushing is really one of our main staples. That's where we're at our best.
Hey, Dean, if my math is right, you guys are 7 of 40 on the year now, shooting three-pointers. How concerning is that? I know it's early, but how concerning is that?
I'm not concerned about it. I mean, we got great shooters on the team. I mean, it's just they're gonna start falling here. We've gone through a little rough stretch, but we're gonna get back in the gym, get our confidence back up, and I mean, everyone misses shots. I mean, it'll come back. I'm not worried about it.
And Xavier, tell us what it was like to be out there for the first time today and what you thought you did best.
It was fun just playing with my guys again, being on the court, and we had a lot of good things, and some bad things as well we can polish up on, but it was an enjoyable time.
Xavier, what are the, emotions of these first 2 games? Obviously a lot of things that can still be improved on moving forward, but you are 2-0. What is the thought process of the like I said, the emotion behind that right now?
We're 2-0, like you said, in both off. So just getting the win is important here, and being able to get better every day. We just got to keep doing that process and getting better, and I feel like we'll be all right.
Dean, did you sense any sort of maybe panic's the wrong word, but kind of nervousness coming down the stretch? I mean, being a 4-point game, they had a chance to really kind of cut it to 1 or 2 there with about a minute left.
I wouldn't say panic, but we need to be more urgent on defense. And really, getting passing lanes, be more disruptive, box out, limit them to 1 shot, and get in transition, and luckily Barry had 11 points straight to kind of keep us ahead, and we weren't panicking at all, but we just had to keep on our basics on defense and get some shutouts and move the ball on offense and get some open shots.
Dean, you said you're not worried about the slow start offensively in terms of shooting the ball. Is there a point in the season where I know it's early, it's November 12th, but is there a point in the season where you do start to feel concerned about that? Or is it you're I guess not even there at this point?
I mean, if it continues to be like this, it's got to be a little concerning, but I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to start hitting shots again. So right now, it's just a matter of time.
And then Cam and Cardi, a couple of rough games to start the season. What's kind of holding them back, and what are you guys doing to kind of keep them up?
I think they're just, they're great players. I don't really know. They're just not maybe forcing a few things, but overall, we're just missing a few shots here and there, and hitting shots makes the team look a lot better. And right now we're just missing some shots, and once they get their confidence back up, start hitting shots again, they'll be back to normal.
This is really for all you guys. How excited are you to get on the plane and head to the Virgin Islands? And is this a chance to have fun as well as play basketball, or is it all a business trip?
I'm excited to be in 80-degree weather. But yeah, no, it's exciting to get out and go into a tournament. Some different teams, play every year and go to different places. It's very exciting. All the new guys experience Bramlage, they love it here, but it's nice, refreshing to get out and go to different places, play in a tournament. We play 3 games in 4 days or something like that. So it's it's a basketball player's dream. No hard practices. Scout, get play game. So. You guys?
Hey, Barry, looking forward to that tournament. This is another chance for you to win a trophy mid-season. That's something you haven't done yet. What would it mean to to you personally to come back with one of those?
I think it would mean something for all of us, man. I mean, I don't know if you read an article that talked about how me, Dean, and Cam kind of had a list of things that we never done just as seniors with the program, and one was just win any kind of championship, any kind of tournament. And so this will give us that opportunity to come out, play like you said, 3 games in 4 days, and hopefully come out with the championship.
Yeah, Dean, I know there's a lot of talk about your rebounding heading into the season. Is it a feather in your cap to have a 16 rebound game this early?
I wasn't, not really. I wasn't hitting very many shots today, and so, I've made a big effort just to, put all my effort into rebounding, something that can, affect the game and, positively for the team. So I was just trying to get every rebound, and I guess I got 16 of them, so.
Xavier, you go 31 minutes in your season opener tonight. What was your conditioning feeling? What did your conditioning feel like?
I was pretty good, felt good out there. Just happy to be out there with my guys, but body-wise, I feel pretty good.
On your three-point shot, you were, I think, 1 for 7. Feel like your legs weren't under you?
Just open shots, just getting it back into a rhythm. And it's first game, so just getting back into that rhythm and flow of the game and be able to knock down shots, I'll be all right.
Hey, Barry, where does Carmelo Anthony fit best, do you think? He's kind of in a slump right now. I don't know if you've been following that at all, but.
Oh, no, I heard he wasn't. I don't know what's going on with Houston, but I heard he wasn't going to be there for the next few weeks or whatever. He's going somewhere else. I don't know, man. He might go to LA with LeBron. I'm a LeBron fan, so I just want him to win.
You mentioned that you realized the team was kind of in a slump. When you realize that, do you take it upon yourself to maybe be more aggressive when you know that you're hot, or just kind of just naturally flow like that when you start feeling your scoring streak coming?
I tried to just let it happen, and then my teammates kind of put me in the right position when they were going zone, telling me to get on the baseline. I just ran the baseline. They swung it, and they found me, and I was just able to make the shots for them.
Bruce, three-point shooting still wasn't there today. Just how concerning is it that that's been lacking?
Well, I think in the second half, at least we got some down. Hopefully get a little bit of confidence. And, I think some of them were a little quick, a little rushed, and we weren't as patient. And we had some real good open ones. I think the thing we got to avoid is shooting the quick ones after we'd missed 2 or 3. We got to get inside. I think early in the game, we had almost no touches in the paint, whether it was dribble or passes, and they got it. I've given them more freedom. I told them I'm going to give you more freedom, but I don't want to lose. And if you can't deal with freedom, then we're going to control the tempo, and we're going to run plays and get it where we need to get it. So they're going to have to make that decision as we move forward. And I want them to play basketball. I think we have good basketball players, but they got to be a little smarter about some things.
Coach, you kind of just talked about it, but how fine a line is it between wanting to get a great shot, looking for a great shot, and then passing up shots maybe earlier that are good looks?
Our big thing after the last stretch has been make the right play, the simple play, the easy play, and we got good players. And the problem is it's contagious. If one guy shoots it, then the next guy does. If somebody doesn't pass it, then they're not going to pass it to you, and we can't be that way. We're too good. We got too many weapons. We got too much balance. Guys are going to get their opportunities. So it is. There's no doubt. We shot it too quick. We weren't patient enough. Didn't get paint touches and didn't get it where we needed to. And then if you got to have. Got to get some inside touches. Obviously, Dean, and he didn't play basketball for 5 months, and he's a little bit hesitant. You can see it, but the one thing we hounded him about was getting better rebounding. He had 16 today. Cardi struggled, but he gets 6 rebounds, 4 offensive. So, and we could have folded easily. And Barry obviously stepped up big and ran off 11 straight plays. But then even then, after that, now. There were a few possessions where I thought, even down the stretch, we shot some quick shots, some questionable shots, and we got to be a little smarter. But we found a way to win, and learn from it. There's a lot of teams, a lot of high majors lost games this weekend. We witnessed them. Even Duke, who crushed Kentucky, comes back, and Army's a 4-point game at halftime and pushing them. So all the different, it's good for us. We want to get zone against a packed defense, against switching, different things. That's how you learn and figure things out.
Do you think it's as simple as just missing shots, or do you get the sense that guys are pressing a little bit?
The coaches said, Shane's a young guy. He says, gotta give him confidence. I said, what am I supposed to do? I've let them shoot any shot they want. I don't know what it's that fine. But like he said, fine line. I have tried not to take them out for quick shots, trying to let them learn and stuff. But I also don't want to lose games, and so they got it. They got to figure it out.
How much of those offensive struggles were due to their zone defense?
Well, I think, they did two things. One, they spread us on offense, and I think we got too spread, and then they started beating us on the dribble. They still only shoot 36%. We turn them over 17 times. We get a bunch of points off turnovers. So we did some good things defensively, but, they, just like Kennesaw, they were patient. If they start running with us, and they're going to be in trouble. So you got to give them credit. Then on the other end, now they're why do you play zone? Protect the paint, make people stay on the perimeter. And, we worked actually Saturday. That's almost all we did. The whole practice that we went was work on zone offense. And I figured they would play zone. I thought we had them size-wise. But we had to, we went against 1-3-1. We went against 1-2-2. We had just trying to be prepared for it. And, we got to be a little sharper. There's no doubt about that.
And then what do you think of Barry's game tonight?
Well, he doesn't want to lose. Just like last season, his leadership stepped up. He said he's got it. I think he's gambled a little bit on defense. A couple times he's getting steals, and but at the same time, you got to be solid. I thought when we broke down defensively, we weren't disciplined and solid, and that allowed them. They got Ronnie's a high-level player, played in the Big East. Joe's a tough, hard-nosed guy, grad student, fifth-year guy. They got older. They had some older guys that have been through it, and this is the one thing. And you guys have asked me about expectations. The one thing people forget, it's not just our mental state; it's their mental state. They know if they come and beat us, they're on ESPN tonight, and it might be leadoff. I saw Buffalo, West Virginia highlights a whole bunch on Friday night, and Saturday morning. So they got to understand those guys are coming. They know who they are. They see Dean Wade, they see Barry Brown, they've seen us in the NCAA tournament. So they're playing their hearts out, and got to give them some credit. They played good, hard-nosed, smart basketball.
How do you evaluate how Xavier did tonight, this being his first appearance this season?
He made the first one. I thought he rushed a few, but he, when you don't practice a couple days, it takes a little time. He definitely gives us, that pure swing man that can, do a lot of things defensively, offensively. So he was fine. 1 for 7 from 3, probably 2 or 3 of those too quick. But other than that, the one thing I've harped on him, he's got to get some offensive rebounds. He's got to get to the free throw line more. If he does that, that adds to his game and helps us.
And was it concerning at all that you guys just didn't really ever put them away, or is it one of those things where they're actually a pretty solid team and people
I guess I can blame myself a little bit. 2 minutes left, 153, we're up 10, got pretty good momentum. I subbed, and I guess part of it I have confidence. I want some of those other guys to play, and boom, 7 points, run, and then that continues into the second half. I don't know what it was, 20 to. I thought at one time, in my mind, I'd trying to do my math while I'm trying to coach, but I thought it was like 20-5, something like that run in that stretch. And so, hindsight, maybe you don't sub, but, we got a lot of basketball, a lot of games. We're 2 games into it. We got 3 big ones coming up this weekend.
Coach, you feel pretty well settled on an 8-man rotation?
I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like to play Sean. I've told him that. Levi's got to give us a little more something when he goes in. I think obviously I want Cardi and Cam to play better, but I told Sean to keep coming back, and he can maybe be a nice spark sometimes when other guys foul trouble or some guys are struggling. So I think that 9 guys and then maybe a 10th. It's hard to go over that, especially when you get in gut check games.
What would you like to see out of Cartier when you put him in at the 3?
I think he's worried about scoring, and he's got to worry about him and Cam got to be worried about point guard, helping us win. Point guards help teams win and making other players better. And I think both of them are just kind of, obviously neither one shot it well, so one's 1 for 7, one's 1 for 8. But get us assists, do all the other things, be a leader. That's where they got to make some. Both of them have to make some improvement.
Are you comfortable playing Cartier at the 3?
They were small, so we were able to go. We talked about it at halftime as the game went on, because they were just spreading us out and dribbling, and they really didn't have a big post presence that we could play. But we got a rebound, and Cardi didn't have rebounds the other night. He got 6 tonight, so that's a positive. There's no doubt.
We talk so much about Dean. I mean, how often he's led you guys in scoring, and you're challenging him to be a better, more consistent rebounder. But does he not get enough credit for his passing? I mean, he's the game.
I've said he's the best passing big guy in the country. I don't think there's any doubt. Sometimes passes too much. Obviously we want more from him, and we've seen it. You guys have seen it. We've seen it. But maybe Barry has to have another heart-to-heart with him and get him pumped up again. I don't know, but it'll come. He's a good player, and it took him a little while to get where he is now. Obviously, he's stronger, he's bigger, he's dominating the games in a lot of ways. When he misses, we're surprised. He even missed free throws tonight, so he's really thinking a little too much, maybe a little worried. Go down to the Virgin Islands, get some sun, and relax, and go play basketball.
Coach, what stood out about the way Barry was able to get his points tonight? It seemed like he was getting himself open in the corner, but he could drive to the lane when he really needed to.
Well, we talked about the 1-2-2 zone. They were in that little zone, 1-2-2 half-court zone, and the corners were open, and Barry's figured it out that if he ran the base and got to that corner, got a couple open ones, obviously he gets stuff in transition, he gets stuff going to the hoop. I thought a couple other times he probably should have went to the hoop and instead of being satisfied with that pull up or that 3. But he 25 points. He's saved our butt. There's no doubt about it. He's good. He's a good player, and he hates to lose.
What do you think it would mean to these guys going to the Paradise Jam if they can come back with a trophy?
Well, it's something we've talked about. Each year, we've been, last year, obviously we didn't get by Arizona State, but we've gotten to, had the championship game against Maryland, had championship game against Carolina, in Kansas City. So, it would be a nice little step, but you can't win a championship unless you win on Friday. So you got to win the first one. Eastern Kentucky's up and down. They had 130, 140 in their exhibition. Had a big win against Chattanooga the other day. Had a guy get 40. And then you'll play Penn in Northern Iowa, much more deliberate, well coached. Penn was in the NCAA tournament last year, played Kansas, had a 16-point lead, I believe, against Kansas at one point in the game, and they got a big guy that can play. They got several guys that can play. And Coach does a great job there. Northern Iowa, of course, Coach Jacobson's done unbelievable things, has a knack of beating high majors early. And then the other bracket, if you get to that championship, obviously you got possibility Missouri or Oregon State, Old Dominion, whoever. So it's, we just got to worry about getting better and being ready for Eastern Kentucky.
It seemed like you guys moved pretty well without the ball tonight. How much do you guys?
Who did?
You guys. At times at least. How much do you guys emphasize that on offense?
Well, our big thing is, we have a lot of weapons, and we've talked about making the next play and getting it to people and learning to play without the ball. And hopefully we're making progress. I think we're we're too quick on the trigger and we're not letting things happen and not wearing the defense down. They're wearing us down, but we're not wearing them down. And hopefully that will come with time.
Are you at all alarmed going into the Paradise Jam with two performances that leave a lot to be desired yet, or is it just kind of chalked up to first game jitters?
Hey, we won. We were on the way to win. Am I satisfied? Heck no. I hope they're not. I hope they, we watched some offensive possessions against Kennesaw. I thought tonight early we rushed a lot of shots. We didn't finish the half, but we found a way to finish the game. So, like I said, there's a lot of other people in the country that did haven't won and got beat. So, we can't dwell on, I try to dwell on good things and positives. And 16 rebounds for Dean. Barry stepped up. Cardi, 6 rebounds. We got to get Mac more touches, and he's 2 for 2. He just didn't touch the ball enough. 2 blocks. Xavier getting back in the groove a little bit. So, Mike McGurl's a really good player. He's just trying to figure it out right now. When you're a starter your whole life, come off bench, it takes a little time. Cardi, we know, can play. I think we'll be fine. We'll be all right.
I know this is a cliche thing to ask, but is this a situation at all where you're happy as a coach to be able to tell these guys this is what happens, this is how teams are going to come at us, and this is what's going to happen with this
Maybe
this
they'll
team?
listen to me a little more than they'll listen to all the people, the fans, and that, because I don't think the last week or so we've had great practices. Some of it we had injuries and we had guys in and out. Some of it the same impatience and not getting better, so this like I say, I hope it's good for them and learn. I'd rather learn from winning than losing, but obviously we got to get better.
Just want to ask, what's going to be the schedule for you guys the next couple of days heading down there, and how would that differ than if you didn't have such a long trip?
Well, we have to give them off a day, so you got to give them off tomorrow. They got treatment, and hopefully a lot of our guys are pretty good about coming in the office and wanting to watch film and stuff. So I would anticipate, I did circle free throws on the board, and we're not 50%. I said, if you have 15 minutes tomorrow, it might be good to get some free throws in. But we got to come back on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. and practice. And then we're getting on our flight at noon, and it's going to be a 7-hour trip or so, long flight. And then we got a nice day. We don't practice. We're the last game, so we don't practice till late on Thursday, and then a long day on Friday. But we'll just, this is something. It's good for learning how to prepare, short notice, different styles. Like I said, we're going to play fast pace, maybe deliberate. So we'll play a lot of different people and learn about it and see. We'll learn about our guys.